Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for today's videos. My name is David, I'm a life coach, and hopefully I'm making these videos to help you guys heal from your trauma. Today's video is about narcissists, and can you beat them? Can you beat them at their own game? I've made a video like this before. Hopefully this has some new stuff, new information for you guys if you've seen that one. So let me say first, this is not a video to help you guys fight narcissists, beat them, abuse them, any of that. I'm hoping that this video just helps you learn more about your experience you've had with narcissists and abuse and trauma. Hopefully to help you guys, a lot of this is so psychological, and afterwards we just play these games in our head constantly, what ifs and things like this, and then we're scared of the future of people who might be a narcissist, things like this. So I'm hoping this video helps you guys with this, okay? And I also want to say, very much so, that people with narcissistic personality disorder can be extremely dangerous. And that's not something that is discussed enough. And, we have physical danger, and I mean that too, physically dangerous. Tons of people with this disorder are in prison for hurting people really bad. But they can be physically dangerous, but emotionally dangerous. They can make you lose your job. Either they call your boss and get you fired, or make you quit. Things like this. They can false claims and put you in jail. False orders, protective orders, things like this can really damage your life. Hard to get a job, things like this. They can, emotionally, we talk about this all the time, what they do to you emotionally. I'll get to that. Can you beat them at their own game? Yes, of course you can. Okay? We tend to, I say monstricize, we tend to make them bigger than they are, especially if we've been traumatized by them. Our brains do that with fear. If our brains want us to keep away from something, not try something, stay safe, it uses fear, makes us afraid of things, and we tend to make our abusers bigger than they actually are, more complex than they actually are. And I like to try to shrink this down, simplify it. I refer to children a lot when I'm talking about narcissists. So that being said, they're very, very dangerous, and I recommend nobody have someone with this disorder in their life. And I hate to say that for people that have NPD, but their behaviors are unacceptable. And that's really what we're talking about, is their behaviors, not so much their disorders. Okay, so something to remember is personality forms after our teen years, and it doesn't really change that much, our personality. So that's why narcissists tend to not change much. I just made a video about this, how rigid they are. So it's important to remember that they aren't going to change much, typically. They can, if they really want to, maybe change some behaviors, things like this, but they're not going to so much change their personality. And a personality disordered person still has a personality. It's still a personality. So they stay this way. They're rigid. This is not a game. How they live their life isn't a game. It's actually life or death. It's very, very serious. They cannot function any other way. Important to remember that I teach victims of this to uncross their fingers and hope that they'll change and be the way they were in the beginning, and all of a sudden something will click and say, God, I can't believe I've been treating you this way. I'm so sorry, I'm done. I think it's really important to, and like I said, this is an exercise for you guys to understand something, not to encourage you to do this to any human being. Important to a narcissist. What's important? What do they value? What do they fear? That's what's important. That's what's important to us. What we value, what we fear. Things that they value are status, image, right? Appearance, style, perfectionism, winning, and dominance. Just some of the most important things to them. Things they fear are being flawed, powerless, ordinary, average, failure. This is what they fear. Life or death. This is not a game. Okay? So, first thing to understand when you're dealing with manipulative people, and a good way to know if you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with someone manipulative, is how does it feel? Okay? How does it feel? Does it feel uncomfortable, awkward, weird, scary, fast, things like this? Or does it feel very comfortable and natural and nice? Know what they want from you. I just read what's important to them. Status, image, appearance, things like money and being there for them all the time, attention, emotional attention, just putting up with them, these kinds of things. What is it that they want from you? Besides using your ego and saying, I'm just so great, which you might be, but what is it that they want from you? Very important to figure out. And if you figure this out, you can beat them at their own game. Okay? So one thing, now these are disgusting tactics, and actually writing these down, it felt really gross. It's just to prove a point. Now, one thing we could do, I'm just going to go a few things we could do. We compare them to others. Okay? So when you have somebody, a narcissist in your life, whatever that relationship is, you can talk about how great somebody else is too at that. Okay? So it's a form of triangulation, right? It's kind of threatening the security of your relationship and damaging and fluctuating their ego, self-esteem. Comparing them to others. Yeah, you're great, and this is great, and this is great. I noticed though that Steve is just so fast at that. I mean, you are very quick, but God, Steve is so fast. And then you've got Kyle, who I think you are a little faster. I'm not sure. And all you're doing is just comparing him to others, and this causes low self-esteem. This fluctuates them tremendously. Tell them nothing about you except what they value. That's all you talk about. To find out what someone values, it's typically what they talk about most. Okay? I met a narcissist 2 years ago, a female. All she talked about was money. That's it. And it wasn't glorifying, fantastical, I'm going to be totally rich someday and all this, but it's just, this cost this much money, and man, this was $15, and then how much was that? How much did you pay for that? How much money do you make? And so just constant money. It can't be an object. What does it serve? What does it do? No, how much does it cost? What's the name of the brand? Things like this, right? So you tell them nothing about yourself except the things that they value. So if you figure out they value money, you talk about my money. Oh, I'm trying to get a job where I make more money, and oh, I make this much money. Look how much money I have saved, and this costs this and this. They'll love it. You're sucking them in. Future fake, right? Whatever it is that they like, you have a future to look at, right? And this is kind of a value they place on you in the relationship. This is what you are value to them. Oh, someday, the two of you will have a big house. Someday you'll get them the job that they want. Someday you'll help them meet the person they wanted to meet, and that's why they got to know you. These kinds of things. Once you figure out what they want, you can dangle it like a carrot. Never let them know they hurt you. Never. You okay? Yeah. Of course. Why? Yeah. Oh, they say something upsetting, or they ridicule you. What is it? Oh, you're right. Oh God, I think that your little saddlebags back here. Yeah, I know. I totally do. Yep, they just sprung up on me, and I'm totally working on them right now. God, I hope I get rid of them. Hope you don't leave me. Hope I don't have to settle with somebody else, with Kyle. Let them believe you are theirs. And then let them think that somebody else might have a part of you. You're right? I'm all yours, I'm all yours. This is what they do. What we're doing is what they do. Things they do, right? Maybe you can do them without being such a bad person, right? Maybe you can, instead of saying, oh, I like, Kyle, he's so amazing, and I'm thinking about dating him and things like this. He's better than you. No, we're just simply saying, yeah, you're just as fast as Kyle, I think. Kyle might be a little faster. You might be. I'm not really sure. Ridicule them when they are vulnerable, right? Little digs, little things that, like they do. Ignore, silent treatment, discard, and don't tell them why. These are seriously nasty tactics that military uses. I've talked about this a lot, how a lot of, military don't just torture people to get answers out of them, right? Military, to torture their enemy, they don't just torture them and try to get answers on them. They do it emotionally and psychologically. They get one person only to come down to you every day and say, I love you. And this hurts me so bad to hurt you, but I got to do it and keep hurting you. I love you. I'm sorry. I'll see you tomorrow. And it just breaks them. Breaks them. We don't ignore people. We don't give silent treatment. We don't discard people like garbage. If you do this to people, what does it do to you, right? We ruminate. We think, oh God, what did I do? It's my fault. It makes you pull towards them. I've seen sick, disgusting YouTube channels on how to get people back, how to control them, how to make them break down. I'm not kidding. These are just legit YouTube channels, and with hundreds of thousands, even millions of subscribers, learning how to be like a narcissist and abuse other people to gain this kind of control and power over others. Sick. But they mask it as innocence. Like, my girlfriend just broke up with me. How do I get her back? It's like, well, she doesn't want to be with you. She broke up with you. She doesn't want to be with you. What do you mean? How do I get her back? Lie, control, manipulate. Basically, don't get your needs met, what you want. It feels bad. And your value system is gone. We compromise, sacrifice, ignore, numb, and deny ourselves. That's how we try to beat them, okay? But just like every narcissistic relationship, it's all about them. So you're doing this all to them, and they win. They still win. You lose. So can you beat them at their own game? Sure. What does it cost? Some side effects of just having narcissists in your life long enough. Low confidence, self-doubt, low self-worth, low self-respect, low self-esteem, trust issues, depression, anxiety, nightmares, low energy, suicidal. Win? You want to win? Leave them. Leave them. Tell them the truth. Tell them why. With respect and honesty. And you get to remain yourself. And you get a chance to prosper and live. Okay? That is how you win. And I knew you guys knew I was going here. The idea is to understand that the narcissist has such, their self-esteem and self-respect and self-worth, things like this, their ego is completely regulated by other people. And you can do this if you want to someone with such a fragile ego. Gain their trust without losing respect. That's how you get into a narcissist's life. So if you just sit there and idealize them, oh, you're so amazing, you're so great, and they can see you sacrifice and not do anything for yourself, they think it's great, but then they lose respect for you, don't they? Easier to objectify you. You give them what they want, attention, admiration, validation, breadcrumb, subtle. If you get them all to them at once, then you have nothing left. And that is disgusting. It felt gross just writing this down. It felt gross. I hope that my intentions of this video served you the way that I intended. To see that there is no win with toxic people in your life. What's going on is this feeling of maybe betrayal, shame and guilt for giving so much of my life and time to this person that didn't deserve me. Work on that. That's inner. It's not outer. It's inner, and it's not going to help by hurting other people, controlling other people, or just having toxic people, keeping toxic people in your life. That's it, guys. Thank you. Please let me know your experiences. You guys' comments are always awesome. Always awesome. Ask me any questions. I'll always answer them, and I really appreciate you promoting, helping my video. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. I'll see you later. Bye.